Let the rain fall down. All right. Everybody's headphones sound good.
Yeah.
Let's fucking find out.
Everybody but this one. That one's going to be low because I got to turn the volume up. How's that? Okay.
Should probably. There we go.
It should be, everybody.
I feel like I sound decent.
I feel so
It's
too.
either,
There we are.
So we're getting like bursts of rain right now.
I think it's just a bunch of squirrels like gang fighting in your...
Or gang
Attic.
bang. Or gang
Gang
banging.
fucking.
We're not
It's
sure.
a West Side Story out there.
A little bit of both.
Speaking of West Side Story,
Yeah, heard.
yeah, that movie's coming out. Looks pretty good. Also, We Are Live.
Jesus.
We are live.
Is it coming
And it's
down? Is it just
scary.
pouring out there?
Well, it's just.
Is it
Because you
Kumi?
can't see it because of the fog.
Well, and then there's fog on
Yeah.
top of that. A car just drove by and like there was like dense fog and it's like downpouring.
It's the end of the world.
Is Sioux Falls giving us the sky
We
cummies?
there was a tornado a couple hours from here not that long ago.
Yep.
So
We're in. Yeah,
We're in a tornado watch currently. I think we still are anyway. I saw
so if we lose power, guys, you know why.
Uh-huh.
It's been a good. If we lose power, we're just moving on to the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
We are jumping ahead.
So this is Velocity Movies in Review. Not every single week. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes we work. But we come around this table and we talk about a Harry Potter movie, and then we discuss it and rank it. I'm your host, Kyle Leonard. Joining me, we have Jordan, Michaela, and Tanner. How are you guys?
Great.
Swell.
Sexy.
Swell. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, released on July 15th, 2009. Seems like it was so
Oh shit,
so
we're
long
reviewing
ago.
Half-Blood Prince, my bad. I thought it was definitely Hollows Part 1. But we watched it. It just,
A while ago.
I rewatch it every week for the last couple
So,
weeks.
so I was right with the one I thought we're on.
yes,
Okay,
with the,
cool. I remember that one better.
yeah.
Will you say that
Yeah.
one more time that he was right?
Slowly.
Well, of course he's right.
Oh,
He
no,
just,
he's right. Actually.
I was wrong on that. I apologize.
So it can be done.
This
Here's Velocity,
movie,
we like pointing out people's wrongs.
this movie had a budget of $250 million, which is a lot of money.
Sure is.
To put it in reference, like the Two Towers, I think, had a budget of like $97 million. So.
Sheesh.
Which is crazy.
It
And
was an expensive
and they
movie.
spent 90 of that on the Battle of Helm's Deep, so...
Yeah, pretty much. And then it had a box office return in the U.S. of $934.5 million.
Big old yeet.
It did good. Not as good as the next two, but it did good.
It did good.
Of course, this movie was directed by David Yates, who did the last one, and will go on to do the rest, and then the rest of the Fantastic Beasts, which we got a new trailer for, but I'm not going to watch it because
Yeah.
There's another new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
We're all out on this.
There's
one,
going to be
though.
5 of them, apparently. But they replaced Johnny Depp, so I'm kind of
Yeah, that's
out.
bullshit.
I'm kind of out on that
Dumb.
one. I'm also not going to Aquaman. We talked about it on the regular
No.
podcast last week.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they didn't fucking fire her. I
Amber.
really can't.
Amber Turd still out
Amber
there
Turd.
just beating little boys
Is it
up.
from the? It's from the same people from
Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, what is their fucking deal?
I don't know.
That like it's very it's been proven that she did what she did, and they're just like, no.
She's
God's fault.
She's got to be sucking some Hollywood wiener to be staying relevant.
I would say it's
Absolutely.
probably cleavage.
Could be cleavage.
Like I'm saying, we last week on the normal standard podcast, we did like a top 5 most skillful actors or whatever, and I should have put her on the list because she's a horrible person, but bitch can act. Like, she had us believing she wasn't a psychopathic like cunt for like 10 years.
Isn't that like half her roles?
Yeah. Also, she was a chomo in Alpha Dog, so...
Oh.
True.
That kid was 14,
True. Yeah.
and she banged him in a pool.
In a pool. I remember.
She would.
Yikes.
Kid was gonna die and she knew it. So that might have had something to do with it. Spoilers for Alpha Dog.
Also,
from the
Rip to the actor that played him. That poor kid. He was so dope.
spoilers to the smash hit 2003 movie starring Justin Timberlake, Alpha Dog. But
I ain't never seen it.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Really? It's a good movie.
Yeah, grow up.
Alpha Dog in review next.
It's coming, dude. About time.
Tanner, what'd you think about Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince?
I'm getting
Initial
a little-
thoughts.
I'm getting a little tired, but I watched about 8 times in the last 4 days.
This is famously one of the more controversial ones that people like seem to either not like or like a lot. So
I really like this one.
I really like this one.
It's sad.
There's reasons to do both.
There's definitely like a ominous undertone throughout the entire movie that just like never goes away. But it's still, I think it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Which sets up for the next movie.
This is what
And
turns
the next
into
one. And the next one.
This one turns into Scary Potter.
Scary Potter. He's like, I've been waiting for this movie for that joke.
Oh
for
my
5
god,
weeks.
he probably has. He probably has.
Have you noticed too, like, I think there was like a meme or something I shared, or we might have talked about it before, but like each of the intros gets a little bit darker as it goes, and this one's like terrifying.
Yeah, I'd say this one's like the third darkest it gets.
Yeah, thanks.
You mean like the Warner Brothers intro, or like
The Warner
The
Brothers.
the opening
yeah,
scene?
Yeah, like
Well,
the
a
Harry
little bit of
Potter.
both, actually.
Is it this one that has the super messed up opening scene, and the next one?
This is the
I mean,
one.
they're all pretty.
Not giving away.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
let's
the
get
one
into
where-
it. And
This is
we'll
the one
figure
with
it
the
out.
bridge, where the Death Eaters come around
Oh,
and
the-
flip the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, destroy the bridge.
Yeah.
Also, you see everybody get off
Oh,
the bridge
yeah, that's-
safely.
that scene
before-
is
and then the first
crazy.
thing you see is in the news. It's like Death Toll rises. I watched everybody get off that bridge. Way to lie to us, news.
Well, I think a bus goes through the crowd once they're all off, like off the camera.
They're all corralled
I
off
gotta
the
get
bridge,
out
and
of
then
here.
the bus just comes through.
30
I
deaths
gotta get out of
in a bridge accident.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, Voldemort had nothing to do with it.
Everybody made it safely off the bridge, where they were then massacred by a bus.
Bus driver.
The engineer that built the bridge just like, oh, that was close.
Thank goodness.
Jordan, what'd you think about initial thoughts about this movie? Just watching it.
It's pretty dark, so I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It is immediately you can even tell the filter that it was shot in is almost like a steel sepia kind of tone.
There's
right
only
off
Yeah,
the
like
bat.
blues, lots of blues.
Yeah.
This is okay.
And your greens when you're in like the Snape or the
Feeling
Tom Riddle
blue.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
Potter.
Yeah, like that. It's like almost like everything in the background is darker than it should be. It's almost just like you see the figures and then black. Like, especially in the first scene when Dumbledore's walking Harry away from the reporters and stuff, you see the flashes from the camera, but there's nothing in the background but like darkness.
Right. Michaela?
Thought it was pretty. You mean like movie overall?
Yeah, just initial thoughts.
Yeah, I cried quite a bit. This one made me cry.
Yeah, I think this is the first one where a character that we actually care about kind of passes away.
Wow, spoilers.
I didn't say
excuse
who.
me.
Calm down. There's a lot of characters in
Okay,
this
and
movie.
there's a couple of them. Okay.
Yeah, Sirius was pretty hard on me. And Cedric was
Who?
not hard on me, but Cedric's dad's reaction
Who?
was hard on me.
Who? Sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Fuck those guys.
It's hard.
Let's set the scene here. It's a dark, grisly, overcast day in London as the Death Eaters descend upon the city and break into, is it Grindelwald's or whatever? Right? No, the wand shop. What's his name?
Ollivander's.
Ollivander's wand shop and kidnap his ass.
Fenrir Greyback.
Yep, it's Fenrir Greyback. They go off and wreak a bunch of havoc, destroy a bridge. It's pretty hectic. We see Narcissa and her sister Bellatrix Lestrange enter the home of one Severus Snape, as we know.
Can I just say?
Yo, listen up.
Snape's house is creepy and weird looking as I imagined it would be in my head.
So basically, the Dark Lord has chosen Draco for a task. We don't know what it is yet, but they want him to get it done because, obviously bad things await those who disobey the Dark Lord. And Snape's like, hey man, I'll look after him. I'll make sure that it gets done. And Bellatrix is like, prove it! Make the unbreakable vow, you coward! She calls him a chicken, and he's like, release your wand.
Mm-hmm. In the
And then they make
slowest he's
the-
ever talked.
And then they make the unbreakable vow, basically, whatever the Dark Lord asks of Draco, Draco will do, and if he can't do it, Snape has to do it. We'll learn later that if you break an unbreakable vow, you die, so, we should probably just do it. I should probably just do it.
I'm sorry.
Do they ever explain how you die?
I don't think in detail,
No, they don't. I would imagine you just kind of...
Just kind of, like Death Noted.
but as a fun fact, also, the Goblet of Fire is like an unbreakable vow, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
That's why they couldn't just be like, Harry, you can't do it, sorry.
Is what we call it's a binding magical contract.
Right.
Yeah.
At least it's not as serious as like a pinky promise.
For real.
Dude, It doesn't get any more
Then
serious.
he'd really be in for it.
Had they busted out the pinky promise in the beginning, I would have been like, oh shit.
This just got real.
They do like
Blocked it with a kiss.
They do like the.
Wayne, not any more serious
Yep.
than that, dog.
Yeah, bro. Smash cut to Harry Potter in a diner. What's he doing? Getting his fuck on. He's trying, dude. He is trying, dude. And let me tell you what, this waitress is fucking
down.
into it, dude.
She vibing.
She is
dude.
so
into it, dude. She's like, hey, what you reading about that Harry Potter guy? He's like, I've heard he's a real bloke or something like
He's a
that.
tosser.
Tosser. And I'm like, I got something you can toss.
Yeah.
But he interrupts her again, and she's like, 11. I'm off at 11. And I'm like, my dude, Harry, she's for this, man. Consent.
Well, I'm also getting off at 11.
Yeah.
I'm out of the bar.
She's like, I'm
Wouldn't be a
11.
normal episode without his.
I get off at 11, and
accent.
Harry's like, I get off at like 11:06. So
11:02 and 12 seconds.
sneaky, little sneaky joke. there.
Personal best.
Of course, Harry looks out the window, and who should he see on the other side of the little train tracks but Dumbledore?
Next to a sign that says magic, ironically.
How'd you get here? He points over his shoulder.
He basically talks to Dumbledore, and we notice his hand is all like destroyed in black. And he's like, I won't go into detail about it, but the tale is quite thrilling.
Yeah, fisted a Dementor, and this is what happens.
Yeah, they only like to give out. They don't like to receive.
They give the sucky. They don't get the sucky.
Harry Potter, basically Dumbledore wants Harry Potter to help him on a mission to recruit somebody. So he's like, hey, grab my arm. Harry Potter looks over at the cute waitress
Who's looking
like,
for him?
Who's like getting off of work looking for him. And I'm like, dude, he's about to get his fuck on, man. And then they apparate away when he takes his hand. And they land on the middle of an alley. And he about throws up, but he doesn't. Most people do on their first try, but Harry didn't. So
He's a thug.
What a badass.
He's a thug.
he's too pissed. Like, all I'd be thinking about is like, dude, fuck this Dumbledore guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna.
The chick's just standing there in the subway like, yo, where's that skinny little white boy that was about to drill my shit? He's gone.
Why are we here, though? You might ask. We're here to recruit Horace Slughorn to come back to Hogwarts, a famous teacher from back in the day. We need him to return for very important reasons that we can't get into right now because plot.
That's flat.
We get to him. He's turned into like a chair. I really actually like this scene. He like comes back and like turns back from the chair.
That was so weird.
Oh,
It is
I love that he
weird.
poked him and how like that, like, Merlin's beard. Like, why'd you
Merlin's
poke me so hard,
beard.
dude?
I love that his clothes like match the the pattern of the chair too.
Like to a T. Oh, it's funny.
As we go on, I'll mention more, but this dude's look on his face is so bewildered all the time. Like, he just looks like he's never
He's
fully-
always like-
He goes like
He's like,
all the time.
an 85-year-old.
Yeah. He's just like, it's like he's like, has dementia and is just realizing where he's at.
Oh.
That's what he is all the time.
Just glad to be there.
Yeah.
Basically,
Scared.
Dumbledore tricks Slughorn into coming back with a little reverse psychology,
Oh, yeah,
so on and
he
so forth. And then Dumbledore's like, I gotta rock a piss. I'll be right back. He goes off to the bathroom, and Slughorn kind of shows Harry the Slug Club pictures of his mom and stuff. And he's like, yeah, hey, maybe you can join the Slug Club, which I'm not gonna stop saying.
Slug.
Slug Club.
Oh.
Maybe if you're good, you can join the Slug Club someday. And
That's what we'll just call the podcast from now on.
The Slug Club.
Oh, good.
welcome to the Slug Club.
Daily Prophet, members of the Slug
Dude,
Club
I am
come
changing
forward with
this.
allegations.
Sounds like a biker gang where he'd ride his like flying motorcycle.
I'm changing
I
the
was
chat
thinking
name
of
to
giant
Slug.
slugs. Like just
Slug
a
Club.
Like on the Never-Ending Story, when he
Welcome to
rides
Slug
that
Club.
racing snail. That's what
Oh,
I'm thinking of. Yeah. Big old racing snail.
A wise
It's a
comparison.
racing snail gang.
Gang.
A wise comparison. I dig that a lot. Next, Harry meets up with his good old pals, Ron and Hermione. The gang, the trio, at the joke shop, which is now owned by Fred and George, who obliterated their academic careers in the last movie, as we so dearly enjoyed.
Goodness.
Dearly, is that a word?
It is now.
Man, it is not.
Don't mind that. We're all just getting a notification about the Slug Club.
You're welcome.
They notice Draco and his mom Narcissa in Nocturne Alley, so they follow him. Next thing you know, Harry's like Spider-Manning up the roof of a building. And I'm like, how did you get up there so quick, dude?
By the way, at work like a week or two ago, someone told me that my hair made me look like Malfoy's mom, but like in a
Yeah,
good
kind
way.
of.
Oh shit!
And I was like,
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
she's like, yeah, it reminds me of Malfoy's mom, and I'm like,
For being on that side of the wizarding world, she's actually not that bad of a lady. She did the least amount of fucked up things that I could
she's
think
just
of.
trying to protect her kid.
Yeah.
in the long run.
She's wearing all black with like skeletons on her shirt.
She when she undoes a button, there's like a little flower shirt underneath. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not all bad."
What's up?
She's got the cute little fuzzy fuzzy like pink socks.
Oh yeah,
on her
she's got
shoes.
the Umbridge slippers with the pink bows on
It's
them.
an all white thong.
Oof,
Cotton.
snap.
Dumbledore's like, she.
Good to know you're letting everybody know your fetishes.
Oh,
No, because she's wearing all black. That's why it's funny.
yeah.
Gosh.
Noted.
So Draco's in the Borg and Burks here with other Death Eaters like Fenrir Greyback among others. So Harry's just immediately like, "Yep, he's a Death Eater now." No chance he's not. Harry and Hermione, or Ron and Hermione, are like, "Meh, maybe not though." And Harry's like, "Nah, dude, that guy, he's a Death Eater."
For sure.
Kim, you know how I'm gonna find out? Invisibility cloak, shelf of the train. Let's do this. So he listens to Malfoy's conversation where he's like, "Oh, whatever deed I gotta do, I'll get it done." Blah blah blah. And then Draco notices a suitcase move. So when the train empties, he Petrificus Totalis is Harry, knocks him off of the shelf.
Curb stomps him too.
Curb stomps. It's
Dude.
violent.
Harry gets smacked up.
Dude, it's violent.
Dude, he broke
Thump.
his fucking nose
Easy.
so bad.
Easy.
What's Ginny Weasley? Her line, I got it. Why is he always covered in blood? You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Dude is always bleeding.
Yep.
It's probably one of the most violent things in this series, which is just like laying there and can't defend himself, and Malfoy just like knee to chest, stomps on his face, dude. Clunk.
God.
And the sound,
The crunch.
clunk. Oh, I'm like,
Oh
ugh.
my god.
old
I just.
They should have hit two pots together for the sound.
Basically stomps on his face, and he's like, "Have a fun ride back to London, bitch." He says he says Potter, but I like to imagine he said bitch actually. Closes the door on him, but luckily Luna finds him with her weird glasses.
She's got rack spurts in his head, dude.
Yeah, it's shown earlier. She's hunting for rack spurts, and we see through her glasses that he's got a whole bunch of them. So again, everybody's like, "Wow, she's loony," but no,
She right though.
Yeah, right.
she's really just the smartest one in this series.
Also, think of the lengths he went to do that, like, Peruvian darkness powder in the train, get his invisibility cloak on, climb up. When really all he's got to do is just be like, "Yo, lift up your sleeve, dog." That's where the tattoo is. Like, I mean, did you have to go through all this
Well, don't
stuff and
they-
get curb stomped?
Don't they have to like do the little thing for
Well,
the
the
tattoo to show up?
outline's always there, but it fills in when he, like, does the thing.
And all the
Okay.
Death Eaters can feel it when it happens
Yeah.
too.
I feel it.
And it hurts, I imagine.
So we get to Hogwarts, and we get our first potions class with Horace Slughorn. Of course, Harry and Ron are late, so all the good textbooks are gone. He's basically like, "Yeah, whatever. Good luck. Go and find one. There should be an extra one there."
They get the ones with all the dicks drawn in them.
Pretty much. The last two, there's one good one left and one ratty old one. Obviously, they fight over the good one. Ron gets it, and Harry settles for the shitty old one.
Best decision he ever made.
Yeah, he cracks it open, and it's like, whatever, this book is property of the Half-Blood Prince. And let me tell you, this dude is pretty smart, because we go through the potions here. What is it, the love potion, where Hermione smells it, and she's like, "I smell freshly cut grass, parchment, spearmint toothpaste."
And Ron's underwear.
Good lord.
Oh, sweaty arse.
I do like the part at the beginning that I skipped where Harry shows up to Ron's house and they're all looking over the staircase. "Harry's here? I ain't gonna know if my best friend was here."
Howdy, fuck.
It's like, where's he at? I don't know. He's here. His stuff is here.
He's just wandering about the house.
That was funny.
Fucking
Has a concussion. He doesn't know where the fuck he is.
Surprisingly not covered in blood for once.
Just opening their fridge.
That
40
might be
times in a
later
row.
though too, when she awkwardly feeds him a cookie. But we'll get there.
Oh, we're getting there.
It's just not hot at all. Ugh.
It's like when Spider-Man's trying to be hot, in the second one.
And
And he's on the phone with I forgot who
He
it
does
is.
that pretending to fall asleep.
Oh yeah. Feed me a cookie.
Feed me a cookie.
It's like
That's the one we don't.
Similar vibes from Potter.
I love
Similar
Tobey
vibes.
Maguire, but goddamn, were those ones were kind of cringe.
Don't try to be sexy, Harry Potter.
Oh gosh.
Just
Anyway, Slughorn tells him, "Hey, whoever brews me a good potion of liquid death gets this vial of liquid luck."
Mm-hmm.
That's water now.
Yeah, it's just a
It's a
watercolor
company.
thing. You drink it, and you'll find that all your endeavors go your way. So everybody's trying to brew all this stuff, but we're having a lot of problems. We're trying to cut this bean, but it keeps flying off.
Hermione's just pissed that someone does better than
I like
her.
every time we cut back to Hermione, her hair is more
It's
frizzled
it's more frazzled.
every time.
Yeah.
But Harry turns to the right page of this book and starts seeing notes in the book. It's like crush the bean rather than cut it. And he tells Hermione that, and her hair is like even more frizzy at this point. She's like, it says cut
Yeah.
in the directions. He's like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
And then like her face when she's like looking over at him like as he's doing stuff, she's like,
Harry crushes the potion. He puts the leaf in, and it turns. And he's like, "Well done, Harry." And Hermione's just pouting among everybody else. I love her in that scene, dude. It's so funny. So he gets the liquid luck. That's funny. It's good. Good for him.
And he
She
boofs
comes in
it.
handy.
He boofs it.
He boofs it, and you just hear a pop.
oh.
That wasn't very lucky.
That wasn't. Ugh. God, I don't want to think about that anymore. Next.
One guy, one jar.
Oh man,
Wait, if this is the
cursed
cookie,
childhood. Cursed
if
childhood.
this is the cookie one, is this the same one where they're getting all PDA in the fucking little?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Next we're into Quidditch. It's been a little while since we've seen Quidditch. I don't think we saw it in the last one.
It gets more brutal
Because
every.
Umbridge. Yeah, it does. Ron is trying out for the Quidditch team. He's got his cute little rugby helmet on, and he's going up against this super handsome, douchey-looking guy.
Oh, so handsome.
Forget his name. You remember his name?
McCormick.
Yeah, dude. And
I
he's
thought it was just
basically
handsome douche in the credits.
I only remember handsome
what he's credited
wizard
as.
dudes' names.
That's what I heard too.
Handsome douche.
But this guy is just laying it on thick, and he's only there to be antagonist for Ron because, like, he's looking at Hermione like with his broomstick, and he's like, "You think Granger's single? I'd like to ask her out." And he like leaves Ron in the dust, and he's like,
They're like, we need an anti-Ron.
Yeah, Ron's got
We need
some
to-
other-
All right, hold on. I got this.
"We need a nega Ron."
Negaron.
Ron's got his Quidditch helmet that looks like a 1920s NFL helmet.
I like.
He does.
I wonder if J.K. Rowling sat down and was like, "All right, what's the opposite of Ron? Oh, handsome and coordinated.
Yeah.
Duh.
Chemistry with Hermione. All right, cool.
Intelligent
Handsome,
and
coordinated,
strong.
and no freckles. Let's do this.
Not polite."
But
Also not polite.
Not polite.
However, Hermione does use a Confundus charm to like get Ron the spot because there's only one
Scooches him
spot
out
and
of
they're
the way.
basically competing for it. She like scooches him out of the way so that Ron gets it. I like that. It's kind of cute. It's one of the first times and only times when I feel like they might actually have chemistry. Because I'm here to say that they don't.
Honestly, I felt that way too. I felt like their relationship was like really forced, to be honest. Like,
Because neither of them have souls.
well,
There's no
that-
soul to be had. Where's the love without the soul?
Yeah.
Two soulless people.
That
Just-
was the gayest thing I've ever heard you say.
I've said some pretty gay shit.
I was going to say
That's-
that's
that's
some
true.
pretty gay shit. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So, like, Harry knows that she did this Confundus thing because he brings it up later or whatever. But just think about this. What if,
Stop yawning over there.
Ron does get the spot. They go, like, 0-20 as a Quidditch team. And had they had him, like, they would have done better. Then how does she feel for Confundusing him? Confundusing?
Confounded.
Confoundusing?
She feels confounded for confungus.
For confounded?
Found it for Confungus.
Co-founded for...
You should get
so
that.
intelligent.
You should get that fungus
I'm
looked at.
I'm
McCormick.
confrazzled
Co-founded
now.
for cock fungus. I'm sorry, what? Wait.
Something about cock.
Who?
Anyway, these all kind of mash together, so I'm just going to go into the game.
Yep.
Where Ron is like, "Hey man, it's my first game. I don't know if I can do this." Luna's wearing a giant lion's head. She's like, "Yeah, I think you guys could do it. Is that why you put something in his drink? I'm like, and if I'm Harry, I'm like, bro!
Bitch, oh, shut up!
Bro, dude!
First of all, why are you snitching? Second of all, you're not even a Gryffindor. Why are you at this
Not
table?
even a Gryffindor.
Why are you at this table? You can't sit with
You
us.
don't even go here.
Yeah.
Is that weird kid in school just sits down and starts talking about acorns or some shit?
Well, I think they were playing Slytherin, so unanimously everybody but Slytherin just kind of roots for the other team.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's why
fuck
she was-
you!
That's why she was wearing a lion's head, I guess. But yeah, it's revealed that Harry put the liquid luck in his drink, so Ron's just like, alright then. And like drinks it. It's a lot of trust in your buddy.
And immediately just gets big dick energy and starts walking
Oh,
around like
immediately.
this.
Straight to the strip club.
Oh, immediately. And we get a hard cut to Quidditch, dude, where he is just using the rod of his
Dick grew
Oh, wait,
three
no.
sizes that day.
his big wood
Brothel.
rod, dude.
He went to a brothel.
A brothel.
A
Bruh.
brothel.
A brothel.
But he is crushing it, dude. Like they
He
can't
is,
get a point on him, dude. They're smacking it, boom, hitting it out of the way. They win. Ron wins the game pretty much, and everybody's chanting Weasley, which I assume is just going to be the highlight of his life.
Yeah,
because
we
he's
cut
Weasley.
to the common room, and they're like hoisting him up on chairs and
Like, this is as good as it gets, buddy.
wizarding rock music.
This is as good as it gets, Ron Weasley.
That's the peak.
It's like that one kid in high school, or that like is like 30 years old who can't let go of like that. Man, I could have gone big. I could have gone big.
Dude, that one game, I crushed that one game. If I could have
Still
played
got
like
that
that.
state championship ring on his Letterman jacket everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Freshman
dude.
year against the Twigs, man.
We
That one
crushed it.
pass, dude. I'd be in the
And I went-
NFL. I'd be in the NFL.
And I'd have went pro if I wouldn't have messed up my
I just roofied 3 chicks, and
Thank
like
you.
they act like that was a problem. I could have made it big.
canceled me.
I just registered
I got-
what you said. I was
I
like,
got canceled.
And this is where I think the equivalent of that is like, oh, I dropped some love potions on some chicks, but it wasn't like a thing.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's a pretty strong drink there you got, bud.
Yeah, so Ron crushes it. They're lifting him up. Of course, Lavender Brown's this little girl that's kind of been stalking him throughout the movie. She like grabs him and like jams her tongue in his mouth, and Hermione's just like, I'm like, don't believe you.
What?
Don't believe you.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe you're upset about this.
what is
I
this?
cannot believe you've done this.
I cannot believe you done this.
But they really drive it home in the next scene where she's just crying in the hallway and making like little magic birds.
Yeah, the magic birds.
And then
Pretty
just
metal.
kamikazes one of them, or all of them, when Ron comes in with like Lavender, and they're like making out and hanging on each other, and she's like, thunk, 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 shoots them all at him. It's cool. She's metal, dude. It's
Yeah,
cool.
dude, she a bad bitch.
That was a weird little mini social energy scene going on.
Yeah.
All of that
Yeah,
was just so like weird to take in from a third person perspective.
Well, it's weird because like Harry like went down there and wasn't he like like hugging on her and stuff?
He's comforting her, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I won't talk about this until the next movie then because
I think the reason this scene's kind of weird is because we're getting a cool version of Ron, and that's just not a thing.
And that doesn't.
It's just not a thing.
I missed at some point Ginny's hanging on some guy named like John or something.
She's dating Seamus.
Seamus.
Yeah.
No, it's not Seamus.
Yeah, Seamus.
No, it's
Seamus.
no, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not.
Shave ass.
That was in like the fourth one.
Was it?
In this one, it's that
Dean.
Dean.
Because when they're in the joke shop,
yeah.
when they're in the joke shop, are you or are you not dating Dean Thomas?
Right,
I think-
something like that.
And she's like, none of your business in the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
Because at some point we talked to Slughorn while they're drinking butter beers and stuff,
And she comes in crying.
and she comes in.
She
yeah.
comes. Oh, she comes.
No, this is before the Slug Club dinner. They're at like wherever drinking butter beer and stuff. But
Drinking butterbeer.
yeah, Hermione says that to Harry in this scene. She's like, "How do you feel when you see Dean with Ginny?" I feel like Harry's just like, I mean, honestly, not much because we don't really have any chemistry, and I don't like her at all.
Yeah. Ever since I saved her life, second year, she just won't leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They got
kind
no
of an
chemistry.
annoying whore, to be honest.
Never got to
actually.
There's one
Thank
moment-
you for asking. I've been waiting to tell somebody this
I will-
shit. It just goes off.
I will
about-
back off. I will back off of my previous statement and say that there is one moment in this movie where they have chemistry, and I'll get there. Because it's a little scandalous, but we'll get there. It's okay.
Oh, I like some scandalous.
Yeah, so after this, Harry spends the holidays with
The
the
Weasleys.
Weasleys. This is where we get that scene where his stuff just shows up, and Ginny's like, "Hey, when did Harry get here?" And they all like pop down the staircase. That's when we get this scene.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Harry's here. I'd think I'd know if Harry was here. He's my best friend." So on and so forth.
He's my mate.
He's my mate, dude. We mate.
Oh.
And at some point here, Harry has a conversation with Arthur Weasley about vanishing cabinets, and that's what Draco's messing with in the Room of Requirement, because we get a few scenes of him sending apples through the vanishing cabinet. They're coming back with bites taken out of them.
Freaking birds.
Yeah, he tries a bird, but it comes back dead. So,
I think that meant it worked, though.
Fail army.
All I could think of is like Fenrir Grey back on the other side, like, oh, hey, look, a bird. Send it back. That's all I could think of that happened.
Failed.
Yeah, and then this is the most awful here, because they're like sitting on the couch, like Harry and Ginny, and she's like, "Would you like a cookie?" And he's like, "Yeah," and she's like, feeds him a cookie, and he's like, I'm like, this is so weird. Like none of this is hot. Like you don't like each other.
She's just nodding.
Isn't that not awkward?
The cookie needed frosting
was-
on it, and she needed to put it over there, and he needed to just be like the whole like side of the cookie. Then it would have been hot.
Is it not a little awkward?
You should have just nibbled on it like a squirrel, you know?
Right.
It's like right on the edge.
She just like plops it in his mouth, and he's just like, thank you.
Like he's just holding his mouth open, so she doesn't know when to stop, and she just shoves the whole thing in there.
Not to mention Ron. We get Ron here who like jumps and sits in between them. He's like, "Sup, guys?" That cock blocks Harry.
Oh yeah.
I do
my
the same.
God.
I mean, leave my sister alone. What up, dude?
Man, it's gotta be weird being that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not.
Trust me, you're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Like,
pal.
you know you don't have a chance, but you just consciously have to be a douche.
Right? It's like, oh man, we were totally gonna hook up.
Fuck, I don't have a
No.
chance. Now I've just gotta be a cunt forever.
And then at some point, we get another weird scene where she like ties his shoe.
Yeah. He's just standing there looking
Like
down
this
like,
is weird
I'm watching
too.
the scene and I'm like,
The cookie scene.
Dude, the
Yeah.
part where she wipes his ass, I was like, holy
Dude.
shit. This just keeps going.
Like these two, man.
going.
Is the cookie scene not a little weird?
well, hold on.
So
It's really fucking weird. Like, just like why?
Will it get copied?
It's
Right,
two
copy
fucking white
strike?
people.
Oh,
Dude,
Also,
it's
also,
weird.
why is
It's
he
not-
like
it's
doing
not
like a
right.
horse? He's like,
dude, he like fumbles
And then-
it a little
Okay,
bit,
but
like it almost
how?
falls out of his
So Ron
mouth.
is just so fucking dumb, oblivious that he's just like, oh, these two are sitting right next to each other, and she's feeding him a cookie. I'm just gonna.
I don't think he is dumb. I think he absolutely did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because earlier in the movie he mentions like, "What do you mean Dean likes my sister?
Yeah.
What's to like about my sister?"
Ron is what you call a petty professional.
Yes. Yes, well said.
He's like a Navy SEAL.
I don't know. He
Of
was pretty.
interjecting good
being
times.
petty.
God damn it! I want some cookies now. Not because that was sexy or anything, because it definitely fucking wasn't. But now
Jordan,
I
feed me a cookie.
After the break, Dumbledore asks Harry to go on a reconnaissance mission for him. Like, hey, you're getting close to Slughorn. He's got a memory that I need. Check it out, bro. And he looks at the memory. Basically, it's Tom Riddle talking to Slughorn about a mysterious kind of magic. That's what it is.
Love those.
And Slughorn's like, a what? And he's like, because it's muffled out. And then in the memory, Slughorn gets pissed off and says, you don't act out, you ask about that magic, you get up, you reach my hand so far up your ass, I'll work you like a puppet. Slams the door in his face.
Well, okay. Also, did you like notice in that memory like how robotic Tom Riddle was? Like he
Yeah.
just like literally like turned away like this,
Yeah.
and then just like walked away.
I
and I
noticed
was
that.
like, what?
So obviously this is a memory that's been tampered with, and he needs Harry to get the actual one. So get close to Slughorn, get into the Slug Club, and
And here, I get this. It's something he doesn't want to divulge, but, bruh, trying to save the world over here. Do we need to, like, tie you up and torture this memory out of you? Because we fucking will. Is where I'm at with this already. Like, I'm not going to send Harry to do it. I'll fuck this dude up.
right,
Give me the memory.
like let's go.
Yeah.
I think he just feels so much immense guilt
Yeah.
because like
Well,
if it
yeah.
wasn't for him telling him that, like, I mean, granted he might have found it out
Yeah.
somewhere else.
The world's probably going to end. Probably because of you.
Just
Yeah.
put a
You're
gun
pretty,
in
you're
his
pretty
mouth.
scared of Voldemort.
You were a stepping stone along the way.
So
It doesn't
help
help.
us out here, you fucker.
Do you want a gun in
It's
your mouth or do you not? I mean, it's really up to you at this point.
And at some point, Harry's just crushing it in potions class, and Hermione's like, it's all because of that stupid book. And he's like, get away from my book. And then Ginny steals it from him, and she's like, who's the Half-Blood Prince? Huh, bitch? And he's like, leave me alone. Give me my book, dude.
Harry and his book is the equivalent of Jack Sparrow and his jar of dirt.
Essentially.
My jar.
And that happened earlier, but I wanted to bring that up because Hermione in the library now is like looking for things on the Half-Blood Prince and like can't find anything. Like as far as she knows, this dude doesn't exist. Like I think you really need to give that book back, so on and so forth.
I love how it's like semi-modern day, and then they just are like trying to read books. She could just get on a damn computer and be like,
Is it 90? Is it 95? Right? Is when these movies
really?
take place.
When was the first one then?
Well,
they come out in the 2000s for us, but I think they're set in the first one is set in like 92 or something.
A little bit earlier.
And
So
then
it'd be
from
late
on.
90s then?
Yeah.
So they got a Windows 95, but it takes like 45 minutes to start.
Yeah, that's a lot
And
worse
it's got
than a
dial-up
book.
connection. So.
And I do like this scene because at some point Hermione tells Harry that Romelda Vane is planning on brewing a love potion, and he's like, oh, really? Huh. Cool. And she's like, she only likes you because she thinks you're the chosen one. He's like, I am the chosen one. I like that scene.
Yeah.
I like that scene a lot because that's what I would say. I mean, I am the chosen one. What would
Because
she?
the one, is she wrong though? Is she?
Yeah, but they do go to this slug club dinner. Hermione gets invited as well. And they talk about whatever it is. Dean, or not, McCormick is also allowed to be there. And he's like eating ice cream, like real seductively, like staring at Hermione. He's like... and she's just like gags a little bit. That's funny.
oh my god.
Is that the one where Malfoy gets caught breaking in?
No, that's the party
That's
after
the party,
this,
okay, gotcha.
essentially, where she's like eating like garlic and onions and
Yeah.
stuff so that he doesn't try.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the dinner where like Ginny comes in crying, and Hermione's like, "It's Dean again, Harry." And then like Harry like stands up awkwardly. Oi!
And then everybody's like, what the
What are you doing?
He's
And
being a
like,
gentleman, standing up while she sits down, and then he sits down. That's how they do things.
It is how they do things, but it's also weird.
Chivalry is not dead.
Do you know why it's weird, Tanner?
Why?
Because they have no chemistry.
Fair.
I thought I was gonna get a real reason.
We got a winner. We got a winner. That's the one.
We need a fucking soundboard,
We
dude.
do.
Like, we do. Like, where's Cho Chang? They had good chemistry,
Yeah,
dude.
dude, what is she
Where'd
doing
Cho
right now?
Chang and her Scottish Asian self go? Like, let's go.
Like, first of all, like, your boyfriend's done for. Like, that was 2 movies ago. Like, what are you doing now?
Well, they kind of like shunned her when they thought that she, like in the last movie.
When they thought she snitched, but then they found out she didn't, you know?
Yeah, but I guess the damage is already done.
'Cause
They're like,
Snape-
oh, we already hate her.
Snape
so.
kind of, like, vindicated her story by saying, like, yeah, you used the last of my truth serum on Cho Chang. And everyone was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't hate her so much.
and
All right,
then, and then she pieces out.
I feel like
think I
they're-
read somewhere that she, like, leaves the school and goes somewhere else.
I feel like their chemistry was like on a sticky note, like in the drawing room, like slapped on the wall, and somebody forgot to like pull it down, and then they're just like, "Oh, that
Oh,
one
throw
still
this
is
in
cut
there.
in the
Exactly. I
script,"
feel like
and
at
then
the
they
end
put
of
it in, and you're like,
J.K.
"Fuck,
Rowling
no,
was
not
like-
that."
At the end of it, J.K. Rowling was like, "Oh, cool, Neville gets Luna, blah blah blah."
Oh
Ron and
shit! I
Hermione.
left that
And
in.
then they like get, and it's just Harry, and it's like, oh,
What are we gonna do?
fuck, to get Harry somebody. Who's left? Ginny. Like,
Here
they
you
haven't
go.
They haven't interacted in the first 5 books, but here we go.
Right.
Not even like some slightly cuter, like.
Oh,
unintroduced-
picky, jeez.
I mean, they had a good chance here to like build up a little chemistry, but I don't.
All we
think...
needed was like a scene kind of like in Titanic with them like making out near some like foggy glass and then just her hand to... That's
No,
all we needed.
her
You give us
wand-
that,
Not.
I'm good.
That's
her,
really not
her
what we
wand's gotta hit
That's
the
all we
window.
needed.
It's got to be her wand on the window.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, and it's just, you know, they're just such, like, they're so white bread and mayo. Like, they're just so.
It's
Yeah.
like a mayo
Oh.
sandwich on white bread.
They're definitely...
Well put.
They're like a
Well
BLT.
put.
One
Just
that's
a
already
mayo
soggy all the
sandwich.
way
Oh,
through, too.
God, they're just so.
Well, that's soft.
Just a wet sandwich.
Ugh.
I'd like
They
to
are
take
a
this
fucking wet
opportunity
sandwich.
to
Your
point
Jimmy
out.
John's is late.
I'd like to take this opportunity to point out an extremely important scene that horrifies me to this day that I forgot when they're out at the Shrieking Shack area, where what's her name like has the gift for Dumbledore and then like touches the necklace and then she gets like crucified in the air, dude.
Yeah, that was in the last one, wasn't it?
No, that was this one, isn't it? Because
That
Draco
was this one. That was this one. Yeah.
Draco gives the necklace to her to
Because
deliver
the
to
necklace,
Dumbledore.
the necklace was a
Oh,
Horcrux.
yeah.
Yeah. The necklace,
wasn't
no,
a
it's just
Horcrux.
cursed.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
It was horrifying. Like, she's like straight up
Turns into the
crucified, and she's like,
Exorcist for a minute.
Well, the
and
thing is,
like-
like, all you get is like a deep inward breath, but if she looks here, it's like,
and then she violently strikes the ground. Woo! And I'm like, oh my
Like
god.
any normal
dude.
person probably would have died.
And then I'm
Yeah.
like, thank God that didn't happen to Harry Potter. Huh, am I right?
Thank God for all that plot armor he's got. Ooh.
Man, that plot armor is thick as hell.
it's a good thing that thing never made it to Dumbledore, because we all know he's never going to die, right?
Never
Never. He's the strongest.
stop.
I only bring that up because at some point Draco does get busted and blamed for that. Because at some point they get that line from McGonagall. It's like, why is it that whenever something bad happens, it's always you three?
I was just going to say, you better do the three. Every
It's
time.
always you three.
That was perfect. That was
That was
spot on, dude.
Voice actor.
Holy crap.
That's
Yeah,
right,
that was
I
look.
like that. I like that. It was good.
I love Professor McGonagall. She's my
She's the-
favorite.
She holds a special place in my heart as well.
Okay.
Jake, stop it. Stop! Keep saying things that make me mad.
Please watch The Crown. Oh man. Yeah, where was I at here? After Slughorn's dinner, yeah. I'll just jump to the party because Hermione brings McCormick to the party, and again
Which
she
is
like
stupid.
eats all the garlic things. She's like, he's trying to kiss me. I don't want it. The guy's like, would any of you guys like it? She's like, no, get away.
So,
She's like, all right, I'll take the garlic things.
I don't know
She's
that it
like,
was garlic things, but he definitely said it was like Dragon Balls.
Yeah, and she's like, gimme. And she like smashes them in her mouth, dude.
It was like something testicles. And she
Dragon
was just
balls.
like, something balls, all about it. Then he won't try to make out with me. One
She just likes balls in her mouth.
more time.
And then they go and hide behind the curtain, and Hermione's like, I can't keep hiding from this, dude. You gotta make an excuse for me. And Harry's like, fine. And she like dips out, and McCormick comes in, and he's like, have you seen Hermione? I'm looking for my girl. And she's like, she wanted you to eat these. It turns you on. And he like eats it, and then like Snape comes in, he's like, what y'all doing? And he throws up on his shoes.
Oh.
He goes, he even says to Harry, though, she's like, quite the little minx, isn't she? And at that point, I was like, the fuck did you just call her?
What is a minx?
I'm like, this dude's the best.
Oh, dude.
Like a little minx.
McCormick supremacy.
Minx.
McCormick supremacy, dude. This dude's the best.
You better call him.
I wish.
I wish.
Join us for the final episode of the Harry Potter in Review. McCormick's on the episode.
I was like, guys, think about it. We could get one actor from this movie. There's got to be one out there that's in England doing crack right now that we could get for $20.
And he's
Probably
like,
the one who
maybe.
plays Dudley.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, he was in The Queen's Gambit.
Was he?
Oh.
Yeah.
let's get a Harry Potter.
He lost a lot of weight,
character
and
on
he's
here.
actually likable in it.
Let's fly him all the way to
He's a
South
show.
Dakota.
That's likable. Fair enough.
Yeah. But essentially, Snape grabs Draco and takes him off or whatever down the hallway. Harry sneaks up on him to hear what they're talking about, and he's like, "Ooh, whatever, I did the unbreakable vow, so if you mess this up, then I'm going to be the one to have to cover for your bitch ass." And Harry's like, "Unbreakable vow? What does that mean, dude?
Oh.
Like, I should have asked this 2 movies ago when I was in one, but here we
Oh,
are."
that was
Here we are. What is this?
Oh.
Oh, man.
So what's an unbreakable vow? Well, you're never gonna believe this.
It's a-
It's a vow that's unbreakable.
Yeah, at some point Harry gets back to the room and Ron's all like weird. He's like, "Man, I think it's it, dude. I think I love her, man. I think this is the one." And Harry's like, "Yeah, Lavender's pretty cool, man." And he's like, "No, not fucking Lavender, dude. Romilda,
What
bro."
the fuck is lavender, dog?
And he's like, "Romilda," and he ate a bunch of chocolates that were on Harry's bed. I'm like, first of all, rude. You deserve this.
Yeah.
You get everything coming to you, dude.
Absolutely.
I'd like to. Right before this, Harry tries to mimic what Tom Riddle said to Slughorn, and he's
Yeah.
like, "What did you tell to Tom Riddle?" And then he kicks him out and kind of gets angry at him. But then he sees Ron has taken the potion, and he takes him back to Slughorn, who's like, "Hey, he's taking this."
He's been reviewed.
Holy shit.
There's a big
man.
gust of wind.
Yeah, it's raining, mate.
But takes him back to Slughorn, who's like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely been love potion. Let me give him a little such and such, and then
That's
we'll."
an adjective. Love potioned. He's been love potioned.
He's been love potioned. Gives him the stuff, and then they all celebrate with a drink. He's like, I won't tell anybody this bottle was meant for Dumbledore, but I'll go ahead and give us all a little drink. And then Ron's the first one to take a drink, because right afterwards he starts convulsing and seizing.
That part's really fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, he goes from like okay to just not that. It was bad.
Yeah.
God.
Like, and he's like foaming at the mouth.
That shit was scary. I was like,
This movie is scary. Like,
Yeah.
it's downright scary.
Potter.
It is.
Scary
It
Potter.
is Scary Potter, without a doubt.
I got to say it twice.
He's like, give me some time. I'll get 4.
I'll get 4.
I'll get 4 out of this one. With some quick thinking, Harry thinks up an antidote to kind of help him for now. And,
A Bazaar.
Yep, it's a Bazaar. Quick thinking on his part, but Slughorn completely locks up, and he's like, I didn't, it wasn't, how could this happen? I gave him exactly what he needed. It shouldn't have happened like this. He's like, bro, you're falling apart, dude.
Pull yourself together, man.
Sit down, hike up your skirt, and let me handle this. Like, if you're gonna act like a teenager, then go ahead and sit over there like one, bro. And Harry handles it.
And again, he's has that look of bewilderment, like he just woke up in the wrong decade. Like,
Oh. I was tripping balls, bro.
basically.
Yeah, so Ron's in the hospital, and Harry and Hermione are sitting around him. Hermione's like holding his little hand, and then Lavender stomps in, and she's like, "It's my Ronnie!"
Is where we get the cringy nickname, Wan Wan.
Wan
Wan
Wan.
Wan.
Oh yeah, she is totally cringe. She's like
bad.
the high school couples that
Yeah.
like won't stop touching each other.
Yeah,
Like
she's
you'll be
bad.
sitting next to them having a conversation, and they're just.
And she
tonguing it.
immediately gets mad at Hermione. Like, what are you doing here? She's like, what are you doing here? She's like, I happen to be his girlfriend. She's like, I happen to be his friend. I'm like, oh, God. And then, of course, Ron murmurs her name in his sleep, Hermione's name. And Lavender's just like, stomps away.
Goes absolutely insane.
I do like this part, because, like, Hermione, like, Harry smiles at Hermione, and she's like, shut up. Like, yeah, it's kind of cute.
she's got a little
I'm
smirk
like,
on
all
her
right,
face, too.
She's like holding his hand, like, finally.
I'm like, if we have a moment of chemistry, this is the first one.
Ron wakes up with his legs removed.
And let me tell you this: the first moment of chemistry that Ron and Hermione have is when he's passed out.
Yep.
Like, he wakes up and starts saying dumb shit. I'm like,
She's like,
Unbelievable.
finally, he's sleeping.
she should have ended up.
He
with
wakes up and
Kronk,
she's got her wand pointed at his balls, and she's like, this is mine now. She's gone. Forever.
Yeah. Now after this, Harry confronts Draco Malfoy in the bathroom, and he's like, "Whatever, bro. I'm not doing anything, dude. Leave me alone, bro."
Dude, man.
And they start like flailing, slap fighting, and throwing all sorts.
Totally not turned up.
And then he hits him with a spell from the book, which is, what is it, Sectum Sempra or something?
Sectum Sempra, yeah.
Yep, Sectum Sempra, which leaves like cuts all over, like fucks him
Just
up,
slices
dude.
and dices.
Yeah, that
it.
shit's pretty brutal.
Again, another part of this movie where I'm like, this is a dark,
This
this
is
is like
really
the
fucked
darkest
up.
Like
movie.
throwing knives
I mean,
at
it straight
somebody.
up says in that book, though, 4 enemies.
Yes.
Yeah.
4
So-
enemies. Yeah, slices
think
him
of a
up.
better person to use it on.
Snape comes in and he's just like, bro,
Holy fuck.
no, dude, this is not okay, and like takes him off. Oh, it's rough.
Holy shit.
Also, I feel like Snape was the only person who
That's
knew how to
right.
fix him.
Hear how to reverse the curse.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the only one that knew how, so...
Fucking Christ. Potter.
To be honest, though,
Dumb.
we could have just lost Malfoy and I would have been fine with it.
You could have
Yeah.
that
Honestly,
accident
it would
murder.
have broken him out of his curse.
Harry goes to Azkaban.
Yeah,
no
it
creds.
probably would have. No, actually, I think the unbreakable vow is if there's any reason that Draco can't, then Snape has to. So even if he dies, the only reason I think you'd have to kill Snape.
Is there a time limit on this? I'll kill him before I die, I swear.
Harry just needs to straight up shoot him. Get it over with.
Here's another thing. I've got a Glock.
Your liability!
Wands at the ready. Or, hear me out.
Where's the sword? Shoots him.
It's because of this nasty spell that Ginny and Hermione convince Harry to hide the book for good. And Ginny takes him up to the room of requirement to do so. And she's like, all right, I'll hide the book, but you can't see where it goes. So close your eyes.
That's a scary room.
Like face to face, she's like, close your eyes. And I'm like, ooh, is this chemistry? Like, the only time these two have chemistry is when she's like, close your eyes. And then she like disappears.
Like that.
She like disappears, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude. She like whispered that in his ear, and then just like shows up and like kisses him. And I'm like, okay, that might be the only moment in this movie where I feel like they might actually, I don't know, have a little
Still
chemistry.
mayonnaise on white bread.
It's
though.
still also super white bread.
It got a little pepper on it at least.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Ooh, spicy.
Oh my god, this mayo's getting spicy.
Oh man. All right, and then Harry's talking to Hermione, and he's like, man, I just can't get this thing out of Slughorn, man. He won't break. All I need is a little bit of luck. And he's like,
Luck, you say?
hold up, though. Drinks his liquid luck, and he's like, all right, now let's talk to Slughorn. And he's like, yeah, he's that way. And he's like, I'm going to go to Hagrid's.
Let's go to Hagrid's.
It's like, I feel like I need to be at Hagrid's.
He's like, I feel like Hagrid's is the place to be.
It was popping over there.
It
you
was
know what I'm
popping.
And this
saying?
is probably like my favorite like 20 minutes of this whole movie because like Daniel Radcliffe's like acting just like switches on a dime.
Oh, dude.
When he's on liquid luck, he's like, I feel like Hagrid's is the place to be. And then he like skips off. I feel like it's such a South Park moment when he's like skipping off
It's
and
like he's
like
on shrooms or something.
Yeah, it was like, I remember my first time getting high. He's just in a great mood.
He has like no inhibition at all.
At all.
Like no pause in that.
But of course, who should he stumble upon but Slughorn trying to steal the leaf of some sort of plant.
Oh yeah. It's like a man.
And he's like, yeah, you want to come to Hagrid's, bruh? We're going to Hagrid's. It's the place to be. And
He's like,
okay.
I can't be off like school grounds. And he's like, well, I can't stop you, so I'm coming with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a cool looking
What
camera
luck?
shot in there too. How long that like aisle. That's like all I remember of that scene.
The plants.
The hallway or?
There's like hallway, and then they step out, and then like it's all grass for like the same distance. It was
Oh,
a really
yeah.
trippy like switch. But
They do. That's a really good juxtaposition of
Juxtaposition.
So pretty good
juxtaposition.
cinematography in
It
this
is.
film.
It is very good. Big good. But what luck that Slughorn wants to come with him. Good. Awesome. We get to Hagrid's, and he's pretty broken up about the death of his prized friend, Aragog, also known as the horrible dude from the second one. And I'm like, bro, like he tried to kill like 12-year-olds. Like, are we that upset
I
about
was
it?
gonna say.
And he's a big fucking spider.
He was so nice and kind and gentle, and Harry's like, yeah, okay.
Sure he was.
Whatever you say, dude.
He just has a can of Raid on his side.
Dude, and like, because Slughorn's like, would you like me to say something? And Hagrid's like, could you? And he like says something. At some point, Harry's just like, he does the thing. The thing is so funny. It could
The
also,
noise he makes.
the pincers.
Yeah, he does. That's the noise he makes.
Could be the,
I like wish that his character was like that all the fucking time.
I do.
It's
Like,
almost
I
like he's just oblivious to things going on around him, and he's just in his own
It's
little
like
world, and I love it.
really just liked like the whimsical like attitude he
It's
just
like
had
he's
about
drunk.
everything. Yes, which
Drunk with luck.
Daniel Radcliffe had a real problem with.
It was
on the
really
series.
just
Ironically.
Ironically.
Ironically, yep.
Ironically, it's just Everclear he drinks, and then he's ready to fucking
He
rip.
replaced it
Ready to
with he
roll.
replaced it. Oh gosh. Oh my God.
It's gonna burn, Harry.
He's
I like
he's
how
on set
Slughorn's
after they
like-
replaced it. He goes,
Whoa!
all right, cut.
God damn!
Anybody got a Gatorade?
I'm gonna chase her.
Whoa.
This liquid luck.
Whoa!
The next scene, his pants would be off. He's walking around in his underwear.
Oh, wow.
No.
Oh gosh. I like how Slughorn's just like, can I take like one of his pincers? Like he's dead anyway. Like, do you mind if I just take one? And Hagrid's like cool with it. He's like,
He doesn't even
Venom.
ask why.
Yeah, he just wants some.
That's worth a lot of money.
Of course, they Slughorn and Hagrid get hammered and have a good, jolly old time. And Harry's just like watching them sing to each other.
He
Like,
is, dude. His head's like that, dude.
he's just so. Oh, I just love it. It's like my favorite part of this movie. And then Hagrid passes out, and Harry and Slughorn have a real talk here.
Real
And he's
heart
like,
to
"Hey,
heart.
man, like if
I
you
love
care
you."
to." It boiled down to like. I really liked the line. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like
He said he was
if you-
like, he killed my parents.
Like, if you actually cared about my mother's memory, you would help me with this. And Slughorn's like, I'm ashamed of it. obviously it's horrible because he blames himself, I assume, for the entire thing, which is actually a pretty deep moment in this movie where he's like,
Then do what's right.
like, don't think less of me for this, and gives him the memory.
Yeah.
All right, now that we got this memory, can we just kill him?
Kill
Because he
him.
deserves it.
I mean, he kind of goes away anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Kill him.
Get him!
Kill him!
The only thing we ever really see him do after this is like put up some protection spells.
And I'm like, cool, all right, we're like real far into this movie. We're getting the memory. The movie's probably almost over, right? They probably don't have a whole ass mission to go on still.
How long is this movie?
It's the 4th longest one. I know that.
Yeah.
I
2.5 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Like around.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So he takes the memory back to Dumbledore, realizes that the strange piece of magic that he was referring to was called a Horcrux. And you learn that a Horcrux is basically splitting your soul so that if one's physical body were to ever perish, you would have the ability to come back using one of the pieces of your soul. And the only way to split your soul is to take a life. You gotta kill. So, pretty bad piece of magic. And then at some point, Dumbledore has learned of the location of one of these Horcruxes. So we have to go and get it now. And I'm going to take you with me, Harry, because we're bros, dude.
Because we're bros, dude.
We're bros, dude. You remember
that whole year that I avoided you?
last year?
I'm
Last
so
year?
sorry.
Last year.
Was it
Remember last year when I didn't say a word to you?
Remember you were
except
chasing me down the hallway yelling my name and I looked over my shoulder and then diss a fucking beard?
How would you pronounce Horcrux if you were Italian?
Let me look at the
Ends with
word.
the X.
I was like, someone's getting
Horcrux!
the real questions now.
Looking
That's
at
French,
the
you
word.
fucking idiot.
French.
Looking at the word, I'd say like Horcruxes.
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 Horcrux.
Give me the Horcruxes. You
Well,
know.
because they don't really pronounce their X's, do they? It's more like a ugh.
Give me the Hagua!
Jesus.
Horcrux.
Wow.
Mario, give me the Hagua!
That is Italian.
That's
That's Italian.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's good.
thinking of.
That's
God.
good.
about as good as it gets.
Oh, man.
Howdy.
Long story short, it's in a cave in a picture that we see in one of Dumbledore's flashbacks where he first meets a young Tom Riddle with a very green filter. I liked that. Because
He's got it like hanging on his little wall in his orphanage room.
Yep, pretty much. So we have to go to this place. We apparate to it, but we can't apparate inside of the cave for whatever reason. We have to apparate on a rock.
There's a sign.
500
that says,
feet away.
No apparating.
500 feet away from the cave
Also, I'm
entrance,
pretty sure in the
across
book
the
they
ocean
swim.
in a windstorm.
Pretty sure they swim in the book.
Yeah.
It's like a
What?
dangerous. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the book they swim and it's like a dangerous fucking swim.
Yeah, dude, it's rough. They get inside and they see basically the hill across some water. They got to get across. They pull the boat up, which is a cool scene. I like that.
Yeah.
And then they get across and they see the potion in the little ballast or whatever it's called.
The basin.
Basin. I
Basin.
think that's the word I was looking for. Basically, Dumbledore's like, hey, I got to drink this potion. Whatever you do, don't stop me from drinking. I might beg you. I might threaten to kill myself. I might threaten to kill you. Do not, under any circumstances, let me stop drinking this potion until it is done. And this is another horror movie scene.
This
Yeah.
part,
Makes
like,
me
I
so sad.
teared up watching this part. It was so fucking just.
Because it's one drink. Like, one drink and he's immediately like, ugh. Oh, and he's like freaking out and he's forcing drinks down his throat and he like crawls
he's
away
like-
and he's like crying at him and he's like,
crying. He's like, no.
no more, please. And he's like, one more, I promise. And he probably said one more, I promise, like 600 times because that thing was full.
Last shot, I swear. Last shot. Dude, please, I can't. I can't.
But his fucking like that, like he is such a good actor
He
because
is.
that fucking like that was fucking heart wrenching. That was I was like, bro.
Not me in
like,
2009 with a bottle of vodka on the couch like
And
this.
that
Dumbledore!
cinematography was crazy also again. Because it's like in the middle of a big lake thing, and then the ceiling is like a dome of black
Good.
material, and then the thing they're on is all black material, but he's all white, and so is that weird see-through chalice on it.
Yes.
So it's
like
like
a
all,
crystal.
it's like
It's a
dark,
good- it's good
darkness
framing.
fully consuming light visually as a whole scene.
It's a very good looking scene too.
And
I
then it
agree.
gets
I
crazy.
agree. And then it gets crazy.
Shit gets real.
He tries to go up and get him water first, but it doesn't work. He can't use the spell in the base.
Oh yeah, he's thirsty, right?
Yeah, he wants actual
He
water.
wants water.
Also,
Immediately, he
dick
says he
move.
wants water.
Not only
he
do you
needs
gotta
water.
drink this thing that's gonna freaking suck, you gotta scoop it up with a seashell that's about this big.
And get more. Yeah, go get more, though, out of the lake thing now, because I'm thirsty.
So he goes down to the water to try and get him water, but essentially he gets pulled in by all of these like demon zombies.
And wasn't it, when he got the water, wasn't it going through it?
Yeah,
'cause
he was like trying to fill the
spell
thing.
to fill it up with water, and then he like would try to
Yeah,
do it.
it was
and
like
then
Ghost.
scoop it
The
up.
shell wouldn't scoop anything. It just goes
Right.
right through. So you
that
can't
was
get him water. That was
kinda
I can't
panic
remember the name of the
inducing.
spell. It was like Aquamendi or something like that.
I think that's it.
Was it it?
I think it's
Okay.
pretty
Sounds
close.
like a-
Aquafina.
Sounds like a nightmare. You just-
Aquafina and her face pops up like, hey, it's me!
Imagine if you couldn't drink anything.
I'm here to
That
ruin
was
this
like-
movie too!
Oh
That'd be-
man.
Yeah.
Starts singing Hotel California.
Oh god. On a dark desert highway. Anyway.
And then all the creatures,
yeah, all the
what are
creatures-
they, dead bodies? Or
Yeah,
what?
they're like some sort of ghost souls or
they're
something
like
like that.
ghouls.
Something like that. Pulling him
trying to
down.
pull him into the lake.
And then as if he wasn't even thirsty at all. Bro is up there spinning fire, dude.
Dude, he is conducting a fucking symphony with that wand, dude.
Funny story about this. So
Oh.
when this movie came out, me and a couple friends went to go see it, and afterwards I was just so fucking like, holy shit at this scene. I drew this scene out for one of my friends, Torin, and I drew the fucking scene out, and then like, and then it was just like Dumbledore going like this, and I made a little word bubble going like, I love acid. And then Harry's like, ah, in the background, dude. I'm gonna have to see if he still has that.
Dude,
'cause
That's
it's-
like,
Saved by the power of booty.
ugh.
And again with the shot, like it's a beautiful shot of like the water just engulfed in
Yeah,
fire.
Yeah,
And
dude,
he's
that's
just like entranced with it, dude. And it's a gorgeous shot.
Because then everything
dude.
that's dark like turns blinding
Oh,
on us.
That CGI was fucking
It's a
done
beautiful scene.
great.
That's where the
Top
budget
to
went.
bottom.
Yeah, that's where the budget went.
Yeah, that is where
That's
the
where
budget
I
was.
did.
50 mil of the 250 right there.
Lots of visual effects going on.
Dude, it was gorgeous. Yeah, he basically ices all these dudes. It's dope. Dumbledore is awesome.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Hey!
That
I
picture
don't
was
know if you
so
saw that
awesome,
picture on Facebook today or not.
No, I haven't really gone on it today.
Dumbbell.
It's basically Dumbledore with just Photoshop.
Did you
like,
post it?
yeah, it's on the Velocity
Oh,
Entertainment.
okay.
it's a good one. Yeah, so basically they get the locket. It's just Slytherin's little locket.
Put it in front of the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dumbbell, though. The color mapping is like spot on.
It's not bad.
It's like he's wearing a cutoff.
not
What if
bad.
he just wore a cutoff robe? You know, just like.
It's a full robe.
He's got his wand out. You want to duel me when I got these bad boys?
Yeah,
Huh?
he duels
It's just like
this.
it's just like the inflatable arms from SpongeBob.
Right? Yeah, that's right. He's got to do his spells like this. He holds out.
He'll like shoot over his shoulder backwards like that.
Have you seen my beach ball?
He's like, oh man, you got to do it with spells though. He's like, have you seen the Expelliarmus?
I was gonna say Expelliarmus.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh,
They get back to the castle with the locket because they got Slytherin's locket from the potion. He was grueling because only Dumbledore is allowed to apparate in and out of Hogwarts. Fun fact.
I love how he said that. Well, being me has its privileges.
Has its privileges.
I love when he said that.
And it's balls to the walls right away because right as they land, we cut to the Vanishing Cabinet as Bellatrix and other Death Eaters come busting through. Malfoy's gotten them through. And we hear them coming, and Dumbledore's like, "Hey, dude, get under the floorboards and frank it. Don't come up here for any reason."
They're up in the top of the
Just
what
say
is
and
what is
frank
it?
He did. Are we going to bypass that? He said, and frank it.
What is it? The bell tower they're in the top of?
Yeah, they're in
Yes.
the. Yeah, it's the astrology tower.
The astrology tower, or
Yeah.
whatever. Because Malfoy
Going up
mentions
there.
it earlier. He's like, "Oh, I would throw myself off of the astrology tower if that happened."
It was
It's
kind of
alive,
cool
he
looking
says.
up there.
Yeah.
It's easy to remember like the layout somehow. I don't
Yeah, I'll
know
never
what it
a
forget.
is.
very good scene for a certain thing to happen.
Indeed.
Conundrums.
Harry goes to hide under the floor, and as Malfoy confronts Dumbledore surrounded by Death Eaters, he's got his wand drawn. Dumbledore slowly moves his wand and doesn't point at him at all. He disarms him. Expelliarmus!
Very important. Remember that Malfoy
Yes.
disarms him.
Yes, very important. Basically, Dumbledore's like pleading with him, and this is a pretty dope scene too. And he's like, "Hey, man, like you don't have to do this. There are ways back from the path that you are on." And he's like, "I can't. Don't you understand? He'll kill me. I'm one of them now." And he's got the little tattoo. He shows.
Like I said, all we had to do is get him to pull a fucking sleeve up all movie. We would have known.
Pretty much. Again, though, they're not there all the time.
The outline's always there.
Yeah, it almost looks like a brand, doesn't it?
You watch it because you get to see it fill in. I think it's in the third movie because somebody pulls their arm out and the outline's there, and then all of a sudden you start to see the color fill into it.
I thought it looked like a brand, like when it wasn't there. Or am I just crazy?
It's a snake, and the snake wiggles too.
Only when you're being naughty.
Naughty. Basically, they're arguing, and it's kind of sad because Dumbledore's pleading with Malfoy, and he's kind of getting through to him, but also Malfoy realizes that he doesn't have a choice here. Harry's watching all of this unfold. As Snape shows up next to him, and he's like, "Hey, dude, shh, I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna fuck this kid up. Don't you worry." And we're like, "All right, Snape.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Got
Snape's
you,
here, right?
Snape's
Everything's
here.
gonna be fine.
We
'cause
got
he's
you."
here, right?
Snape shows up, and he's like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Malfoy can't do it, so...
Well, also, Bellatrix is there egging him on, like, do it like the rest of the Death Eaters.
If that fucking cunt wasn't there, dude...
It's rough. Well, I assume they both would have died if he didn't break the oath.
Wasn't Dumbledore talking
broke
to
the
Snape about this scene before?
We get that
We
later.
get that later,
Yeah.
That's
But
Yeah,
all he says to Snape right now is Severus, please.
Yeah.
And like
Oh.
in the moment, we're like, oh man, he's pleading for his life. But we learn later, that's obviously not the case. It's like, help save this boy, Severus. And then of course Snape takes the wand and blasts Dumbledore with the Avada Kedavra, killing curse, sending him flying backwards out the window.
It's the first holy shit moment
It
for
is.
Snape, where you're finally like, because you're
he's
suspicious the whole time. You're
he's
like,
actually
this
done
guy,
something now.
This guy.
Well, and then with Sirius, it's like he goes into that little thing and just, fades away all beautifully. And then we got Dumbledore just with like an 800-foot drop
Yeah,
to the
dude,
ground.
that fucking falling scene was just like
hard
so
to-
devastating.
It's hard to
Lord of
watch.
the Rings
Devastating.
I
vibes.
just got chills thinking about it. I don't like thinking about it.
I know, like I got goosebumps.
It gives me the
now.
heebie-jeebies.
But of course, yes, Dumbledore falls to the ground dead out of the observatory tower. It's horrible, and the Death Eaters basically run out into the yard. They shoot their mark up into the air. Bellatrix
Something
specifically
like that.
is the loud, horrible one who just keeps laughing and cackling and shooting spells off into the air. We hate her. She's
She's
pretty
just like a
awful.
drunk wizard whore.
She hate her. Yeah,
Just total degenerate.
dude, kinda, dude. Total
I'm
DJ.
going to say that to somebody for no reason now who has no idea what it's like.
Drunk wizard whore.
She probably has like a wand butt plug.
Let's do it at
A
work.
wand
with
butt
someone.
plug?
Probably.
You might be onto something.
Right for the whole movie.
It's where she
You might
keeps
be
it.
onto something.
It's just where she keeps it.
She was always on
Holy
one.
shit.
She'd roofie you.
She'd look you in the eye while she took your roofie.
Yeah.
And then, like, watch it not work. Like, this is in my blood. They use my blood to make these.
Recreational.
Recreational roofies.
Roofie user.
Heard that.
Yeah, so basically Harry goes after Snape, shooting all sorts of spells at him, tries Sectum Sempra, all of the spells he learned from the book, to which Snape easily knocks him away, and he's like, bitch, you think you can hurt me with my own spells? And Harry's like,
Trusted you.
fight back! You coward! Fight back!
Oh my god.
I can't even laugh right now because I was so mad.
It's rough, dude.
I know.
Of course, we get the reveal here that Snape is the half-blood prince.
I am the half-blood prince.
Yeah, buddy.
So how's that work?
I will explain that in the facts. Because there is they don't explain it in the movie, but they do better.
I was gonna say that's like a whole title, and it's still kind of
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to.
It's like a gigantic part of the book of them trying to find out.
So
what
who
it
is the why?
You're right.
the Half-Blood Prince?
Of course, the entire school gathers around Dumbledore after this,
Look at him.
and they're all just like, "Is he gone?" And it was like, "Well, dude's not moving, bro. Like, I think he's gone."
I think he came from up there.
Well, if you're looking up, yeah.
He's like, he was fine. He actually survived the killing curse. It was amazing. Fall killed him.
Yeah, fuck hell. It's not the speed, it's the
I'm,
impact.
I'm
am I
sorry,
right?
but that dude should be a puddle right now.
Oh, was he wearing a
yes.
helmet?
Yeah,
Magic.
magic.
I guess he could
Yeah,
have been
so-
aged, though, I mean.
True.
Oh, look, a bird.
He had a
Falls
heart
over.
attack on the way down. died
Clearly
from
tripped
the
over his massive dong, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking for this fucking meme of that fucking scene that I posted a while back.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Pass it around.
Fight back!
Gotta show the kid.
Fight back, you coward! Oh, it's so funny.
Me who's dead asleep. My cat at 3 a.m.
Fight back! That's cute.
Oh.
Ron, Harry, and
Yeah.
Hermione gather at the top of the tower, essentially, where they realize that the locket is a fake, and the actual one has already been stolen by a mysterious person with the initials R.A.B.
Also, whole cave mission for fucking nothing.
Nothing.
Dude.
Whole mission for nothing. And honestly, Dumbledore was pretty weak because of that mission.
Yeah.
So
That cave mission killed Dumbledore.
I'm blaming R.A.B. for Dumbledore's death.
What
And we'll get to who
R.A.B.
that is.
Yeah, that was
later.
pretty gnarly. I felt like that almost killed me, and I was just watching it.
Yeah.
It still kills me to this day.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide that they'll forego their final year at Hogwarts, which is optional. 6 are required. 7th is optional.
Hogwarts runs 24/7, baby. No closures. Head of the school dead? Fuck it. You're showing up tomorrow, 8 a.m. Don't you dare fuck. We'll kill your ass too. You think we care?
Dude.
Dumbledore, that's old news. We got a new headmaster already. His name's Snape.
Yeah, dude. We had a new headmaster before he hit the ground. I'm here to say. The camera pans out. Another beautiful shot of the landscape with the sunset. Love it. And that's the end of the Half-Blood Prince.
Also, just think about this now. What if that was the way you had to go to be a new headmaster? You had to kill the old one.
Oh, dude.
That's
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
metal.
That would be
is
metal.
fucking metal as shit.
So metal.
I mean, we kind of get a hint of that with the wand, but I mean,
Well-
no future spoilers, but I mean,
Yeah, a little bit.
Theoretically speaking.
All right. Okay, well, let's...
some fun facts about this movie. Emma Watson considered not coming back for this movie,
What a bitch.
but eventually she decided that it would be unbearable to watch anybody else play Hermione after so long.
What a nice lady.
So the
She said, I'll
pros-
come back, but you need to, keep Ron away from me. Less chemistry is what I need.
And then we talked about this multiple times in this episode. This was the only Harry Potter movie to be nominated for an Oscar. You know what the Oscar was for?
Best death.
No.
Don't say best kiss.
Highest fall.
Best cinematography.
Oh,
Okay.
hey,
Ah,
so
there
I
we
was
go.
talking about
It
that.
was a very beautiful movie, man. It really was.
Very much was.
Number 3, the Weasley twins joke shop at the beginning. You can see on a unicycle, there's a figure of Dolores Umbridge saying, I will have order. It's just a little dorky
that's
little
funny.
toy.
That's cute. That's cute.
I'd buy it and
Fuck that
break
bitch,
it.
though.
I'd buy it and burn
She's
it.
just a Play-Doh thing you can just keep squishing.
They need to make a butt plug of her, because that's where she...
Hey.
Number 4, Dumbledore's fall from the tower filled Alan Rickman with nostalgic glee as it harkened back to his first Die Hard role.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
just going to say that.
And that's when they dropped him for. They didn't tell him they were dropping him for real, so his reaction was.
And it's almost like, because he does the slow motion fall almost exactly like Dumbledore does. It's
Oh
just,
my god, dude. I literally just remembered that as you were saying. I'm like, oh my god, that fucking part in Die Hard.
Number 5, here we go. Even though the titular Half-Blood Prince is finally identified to be Severus Snape, oddly enough, the movie never explains why he's called that.
Yes.
At the end of the book, Hermione actually finds out that Snape is a half-blood wizard. Since his
shit.
mother was a witch and his father was a muggle, and because his mother's maiden name was Eileen Prince, Snape identified more with his wizarding heritage, so he named himself the Half-Blood Prince. And after all of that,
Was he in a metal band or something?
I think of Harry Potter's dad, and I'm like, yeah, bully this kid.
Yeah, bully this fucking kid.
Like you're in school, and some dude in a black robe comes up with painted fingernails, and he's like,
Prince.
"Call me the Half-Blood Prince now." I'm gonna bully that kid.
That's the goth kid.
I'm gonna bully this kid, dude. Like, I get it.
Oh man.
All I'm saying is, I
I
get
bet in
it.
school they picked on him because he had those.
Not agreeing with bullying, but I get it.
He had those big.
Bullying is never good, but
Those
you've known
big
this
goth
kid.
pants with
Trip
all the
pants.
jingles on
Trip
them and
pants.
fucking chains.
Don't you dare talk shit about fucking trip pants.
No,
I
that's-
wore trip pants.
That's what he wore.
Dude, we all wore trip
I wore
pants.
trip pants.
You wore trip robes.
I had a pair of
the
orange.
whole thing with the chains all the way over. And the
Yeah,
sleeves are like a
True
foot
Rose
wide.
It's got one nose ring loop.
And his hair goes over one of his eyes.
It's like, who's that? Is that Severus?
Henry
It's like, I'm not
Potter.
Severus
Yeah, like
anymore.
Eyebrow piercing with a chain that comes down and it's got his wand at the end.
Prince.
What a pitiful day.
I'd look at James Potter, dude, and I'd be like, we're gonna bully this kid, right?
This dude is
Fuck
a
yeah.
We're bullying this kid so
asking
hard.
for it.
Like, we're gonna hang this dude upside down by a tree, right? We're like, dude, yes.
Man, we got a YouTube series coming right there.
And then finally, in the previous films, Lavender Brown had been played by black actresses.
Interesting.
In Chamber of the Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban. Of course, they changed her race to a white woman when she got a more critical and important role in this movie, and that was not well received.
Nah, dog.
That's pretty fucked up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Pretty awful. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, the role's pretty serious and you're black, so you're gonna have to, like, if you can just
That
go.
is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do
Holy
with
shit.
how you look or your race, but we need a
So
white chick
was
in
that
there.
like a decision made by the director or J.K. Rowling?
Hard to say, but I mean, probably a little of both, I guess.
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say probably fucking J.K. Rowling.
She's
because
kind of a
fuck that bitch.
she's kind of a shit person, yeah.
On behalf of the black community, I would like to say, yo, fuck that bitch.
Right. All right.
1/4 of me is very angry right now.
At least 0.032% of me right now is
Oh, absolutely.
furious.
Is it ranking time? Or
Yes, it is. So
Okay.
currently we have The Goblet of Fire at number 1, Prisoner of Azkaban at number 2, Order of the Phoenix at number 3, Chamber of Secrets at number 4, and The Sorcerer's Stone at number 5.
This is tough for me. I think this
I
one.
like
is-
I like this one more than The Order of the Phoenix for sure.
I do too.
Yeah, this one almost has to be second place for me.
This
Just
is
needs
2
to
for
go.
me. I would say this is probably 2
Two,
for me.
yeah.
2 for you, right under Goblet.
Yeah, that's where it is for me.
Personally, I still put it under Prisoner of Azkaban, but
That's probably just because cinematography mainly.
What's number
It
one
is a-
again?
I'm into
Goblet of
that.
Goblet of Fire. I agree, it is a gorgeous movie.
Most shit movies I see, usually
y'all
they
are
have
gonna
terrible
hate me, but I gotta
cinematography.
put this one at number 1.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I hate you.
Okay.
I hate
it's
you for that.
So
I
let's start-
hate you.
The cinematography is
It was
fucking
so good.
great, and then on top of that, it made me fucking cry. There
This
was
definitely
so
was a high emotion
much
movie.
She peed a
emotion in
little.
this one.
Did you pee a little?
After she shit
I
herself.
smelled it. I smelled it all.
Don't
Oh
tell
my
people
God.
what happens when I get turned on, okay?
Stop it, dude!
Also, ironically, we
Like a
sit her the
woman dying.
furthest away from the door when we know she does that.
Right.
Hey, I didn't drink any water bottles this time. I'm golden.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because we didn't get through any of the order of the facts last time. Because
somebody had to.
I'm sorry. Well, we can go over those now.
No, they're deleted.
Yeah. It's too late now. Thanks a
sorry,
lot.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Time waits for no woman.
So let's start at number 3. Who thinks that this movie is better than The Order of the Phoenix? Who thinks this movie is better than The Prisoner of Azkaban? Who thinks this movie is better than The Goblet of Fire?
Actually, this might be one for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
2v2.
So well, you don't have enough to win majority, so I would say number 2. Fair?
Or wait,
That's
no,
fine.
number 2 for me.
Since we have 4, it kind of
number
makes it
1
tough.
is
That's
the
fine.
one where Voldemort is reincarnated. That's number 1.
That's got
The 4, that's 4.
That's only movie slightly more fucked up than this one.
Not more fucked up.
Not more
but
fucked up, but a
Maybe,
little fucked up.
maybe,
The
maybe
scene,
on par.
the
fucked
scene
up.
with the cauldron and all the nasty shit.
And
That's
the
pretty.
fucking Voldemort fetus.
It's pretty evil and disgusting.
Yeah.
This movie has evil,
Not
not,
as fucked up as
so
this
much
one, though.
disgusting.
Still,
When
That's fucked
we
up.
got Baby Voldy and the meat sweats.
Baby Voldy.
Yeah.
Why does that sound like the name of a band? Baby Voldy and the Meat Sweats. Gross. But I'm gonna buy that.
So our current ranking right now is number 1, Goblet of Fire. Number 2, Half-Blood Prince. Number 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 4, Order of the Phoenix. Number 5, Chamber of Secrets. And dead last at number 6, The Sorcerer's Stone.
We ain't even gonna say it. It's gonna stay dead last.
You're gonna say that way
That thing
up.
ain't going nowhere, dog.
Let's be real here.
Yeah. To be fair.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for coming on. I think if all goes well, we'll actually get 2 episodes this week to make up for the couple of weeks that we missed. So
We'll try
we'll
not
see.
to spoil Spider-Man. I'm
I was just
sorry.
gonna say
We will try our best. There are no promises.
I was
But
gonna say because we got Spider-Man on
Friday.
That's
I got it on
Friday.
Thursday.
Friday. Okay.
Friday night.
Y'all got to deal with me on Facebook, like tagging you and like stuff. Like, so I know we're gonna see this tomorrow, but when all 3 Spider-Mans show up and fight Godzilla, it's crazy, dude.
And then Dom Toretto shows up in his like family.
Family, dude.
It's crazy.
Oh man.
She watched
Family.
Full Metal Jacket for the first time yesterday.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Very.
It ages a little poorly with the racism and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's Vietnam, so I mean,
Very
you still
much.
kind of get it.
I mean, it's
I would
time
say
period
you,
accurate.
I would say you
Yeah.
have to like
But-
realize you're seeing what people
Also,
actually
crazy
like.
dude ends up being like on Law and Order CI and is a great actor.
Pile?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he's
one of the
also-
dudes in Law and Order.
He's also in Jurassic World. He's the dude in the first Jurassic
He's also
World.
in
He's also in Daredevil.
Damn.
The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston and what's his name? He's the dude's brother.
Oh.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
He's
Yeah.
pretty variable.
He's a good actor.
He is. No, he's great in Law and Order.
We were having a debate with a roommate. He was saying that do you guys think that Pyle is Sergeant or Private Pyle? Do you think he is kind of like slower? Do you think he's
Mentally delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say a little bit of some
Not,
sort of
not
maybe
in need of assistance,
right,
but
but
not
like maybe a
in
little
Maybe a little
autism or something
Aspergery,
along those
maybe.
lines.
not where he should be in the military.
Yeah. Fair.
Don't give him a gun.
yeah? Well, because
well,
we all
yeah.
know what happened.
Because things will happen.
Anyway, this will be a lovely conversation for after this podcast. But this has been
So,
Velocity
Full Metal Jacket,
Movies
Part
in review. Thank
Dang,
you guys
dang.
for watching. Remember to go and subscribe on Twitch. We are affiliates now, so that's pretty exciting. Thanks for listening. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. You can check it out on Spotify tomorrow. And we'll see you next time for Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Gang, gang.
Ooh,
Slut,
exciting!
slut club, gang, gang.